Hi, everybody. This is Linda with Bedtime Bible Chat. Well, we had a power outage this morning for quite a while, and I lost all my settings when my computer died because of the power outage. So I look like a ghost sitting here, and I can't seem to get it right. I don't care anymore. Okay, let's see. We're in Proverbs 12. And we're on one verse 7. And again, this reflects what we're going through right now. And what humanity's gone through forever anyway. But we're feeling it because we're in this time. Let's go over to the scripture so we can see what I'm talking about. Okay, Proverbs 12, verse 7. The wicked are overthrown and are not, but the house of the righteous shall stand. Now, as much as we would like to think that we will see that day when the wicked are overthrown, well, that's in God's hands. We may or may not. But know that they will be overthrown. Let's go to Daniel 6:24. If you remember the account of the Daniel in the lion's den, remember a couple of men came against Daniel and fooled the king Darius to make a proclamation that nobody could pray to any other god but Darius. And Darius, he loved Daniel. He didn't think about that. Daniel would be praying to his God 3 times a day. So when Daniel did pray to his God, those spies turned him in, which meant that Darius had to obey his own law. So he threw Daniel into the lion's den. The lions left him alone. Let's read it. Verse 24. And the king commanded, and they brought those men which had accused Daniel, and they cast them into the den of lions, them, their children, and their wives, and the lions had the mastery of them, and break all their bones in pieces, or ever they came at the bottom of the den. Now we know Daniel survived the lions. They didn't touch him. But because remember I said Darius the king, he loved Daniel. He had to obey his own law. But when he saw that Daniel wasn't alone in the lion's den, and when he saw that the lions wasn't going to harm him, he brought him out. And his accusers went in his place, and he died. Now, if you remember the account of Bitchute, the 3 that was thrown into the fiery furnace, they were not alone in the furnace. And when they didn't burn up, the king threw the accusers into the furnace instead. So you see, these people that are wicked and will accuse the righteous of things that they haven't done, they are going to be thrown into a horrible judgment. So these people that are leading people to their deaths, leading people to being persecuted or harmed in any way, shape, or form, they will meet their end, as we learn here in Daniel. Also, we learn in Revelation 20:11 through 15, excuse me, 11, and I saw a great white throne and him that sat on it, from whose face the earth and the heavens fled away, and there was found no place for them. And I saw the dead, small and great, stand before God, and the books were opened, and another book was opened, which is the book of life, and the dead were judged out of those things which were written in the books according to their works. And the sea gave up the dead which were in it, and death and hell delivered up the dead which were in them, and they were judged every man according to their works. And death and hell were cast into the lake of fire. This is the second death. And whosoever has not found written in the book of life was cast into the lake of fire. So even though we may not see the evil ones get theirs, as we say today, they're going to get it. And it ain't going to be pretty. But what happens to the righteous? In Revelation 21, 1 through 4, and I saw a new heaven and a new earth. For the first heaven and the first earth were passed away, and there was no more sea. And I, John, saw the holy city, New Jerusalem, coming down from God out of heaven, prepared as a bride adorned for her husband. And I heard a great voice out of heaven saying, Behold, the tabernacle of God is with men, and he will dwell with them, and they shall be his people, and God himself shall be with them, and be their God. And God shall wipe away the tears from their eyes, and there shall be no more death, neither sorrow, nor crying, neither shall there be any pain, for the former things are passed away. So we see that the evil ones get cast into hell, which is a horrific experience for them for eternity. The opposite will be true for the righteous. An extreme, wonderful event for eternity. So even though we see evil being pushed on people today, being made to accept it, or you will be canceled, called names, fired from your job, taken off of social media, whatever they can do to punish you for not accepting their evil, whichever evil they want you to accept. There's so many of them now, they're pushing down our throat. Don't worry. Just stand your ground. You're righteous. Stay righteous. Don't let the filth of this world soil your garments. Put on your white robe. I've got on white as a demonstration. Put on your white robe. Don't let any filth soil that white robe. Your white robe is your righteousness. And any soiling of that white robe would be any of the sins that they're trying to push on us. You accepting them, you going along with them. I'll go along to get along. I just don't want to fight. No. You just soiled your garment. Because the Bible tells us if we just stand there and watch, that is approval. And that means we are just as wicked and just as guilty as the people that are committing the actual sin in front of us. So keep your garments white. All of this stuff that's happening is a good example of how close we are to the tribulation. It's the only thing that gets me through this. You know, being on Twitter has really opened my eyes. I'm seeing all kinds of things that I stay in my house all the time. I don't mess with nobody. Nobody messes with me. I rarely go anywhere. And once in a couple of months, I might go to Walmart. But I don't really go anywhere. So I wasn't only way I'm aware of what's going on is what I read in the news. Well, now that I'm on Twitter, boy, did it open my eyes. Not only did it open my eyes to what evil is out there, it opened my eyes to the suffering. There is so many people begging for prayer for their dying child, or they themselves who are dying or undergoing surgery and they may not make it. Their parents are on death's bed. I mean, just so much death out there. I knew there was a lot of death, but I feel like I'm seeing it up close now. And you see the pictures of these beautiful children dying or dead. It hurts. But it also shows me that there are a lot more Christians out there than I figured. Because I'm seeing a lot of Christians. And they're trying their best to spread the word. And that's what we should do. We should try our best to spread the gospel. Because time is short. Really short. I can't say how short. Wished I knew, just like all of you. You all wish you knew too. But we don't know, but we know the season, and we can see we are in the season based on the fact that everything that's going to happen in the tribulation is starting to happen. When you see these things begin to happen, and they have begun on steroids this past year. Well, that's encouraging to me, and not so encouraging too, but if I stop long enough to think about it, that's encouraging, because that means that if it's on steroids, then that means that the tribulation is around the corner. It's not 5 miles down the road anymore. It's not a mile down the road anymore. It is around the corner. It'll be here any time now. Oh, that means we go home anytime. Because we don't have to wait until the tribulation starts. We could have gone home 50 years ago. But it's all in God's timing when He's going to tell His Son, go get your bride. So, it could be any time. And when you get depressed and you just turn off the news, you turn off your videos, you don't want to watch the videos anymore because they're too disturbing. I understand. Oh, I wanted to say this because it was weighed heavy on my heart this morning. And I posted it on Twitter when I got that feeling to say something. The reason I'm posting so much about the vaccine right now is because it's being put in our food, not just the vegetables now, but in the meat. It's being put in all the medicines, not just the jab. And we know that there's another pandemic around the corner. Now, what kind, we don't know. Now, Klaus Schwab says it is going to be a cyber attack that is going to be worse than anything, worse than corona. You ought to know, right? But if it is a biological thing, they're going to bring out more jabs. They've just approved a fake meat, fake chicken, lab grown from the cells of chickens. And they're making this fake meat. I don't trust fake anything. So, the reason I'm putting all of these or videos up on the jab is because we desperately need to be well informed on this mRNA stuff. Everybody was blindsided. We had no clue about any of this in 2019, 2020. So people who were easy to deceive, people who trusted the wrong people, people who were too lazy or didn't know how to research, they fell for the lie. And now they are either dead, dying, or wish they would die because they're very sick. We don't want to be caught like that again. We don't want to be caught with our pants down, so to speak. So I'm putting up as much as I can find so that everybody will be informed. Now, I'm not saying that these videos are 100% accurate. I don't know because I'm not a scientist. I'm not a doctor. I'm just giving you information. It's up to you to take in the information, research it yourself, decide whether you want to believe it or not, and that's it. And then when it hits again, you will be more informed and be able to make a better decision than the last time. So these people who are killing us right and left, 600,000 Americans alone a year, suddenly dying. It's unbelievable. And I put up some videos this morning. I won't go into it now. On my YouTube and Bitchute channels. And I don't care if YouTube takes me down for what I've said today. They can kiss off. They can kiss my grits. I don't care. So there you have it. Just don't worry. These guys that are doing all of this, they will pay. And it says, and according to their works. So their works are horrible. So they're going to be judged according to their works. Wouldn't want to be them. So don't forget now, commune with the Lord, because that's the only place you're going to get peace. And with all that's going on in the world right now, and it gets worse every day, we need that time with Him to get peace, to chill out, to unwind, to de-stress. And that's where you're going to do it. You're not going to get that peace anywhere else. Yeah, you can go to the mountains and take a hike, but that's being in God's territory. If you're going to do that, why not spend a little time talking to Him while you're hiking? You want to go to the beach, take a walk on the beach. Talk to the Lord while you're there. That's His territory. He gave all these gorgeous things to us to enjoy. So while you're enjoying them, talk to Him, commune with Him. So that's the lesson today. The wicked will get theirs, guaranteed. So there you have it. I hope this helps you. I hope it encourages you to know that this isn't going to end well for them, but it's going to end awesome for us. All right, guys, there you have it. I hope to see you tomorrow on Bedtime Bible Chat if our electricity stays on and if the Lord's willing. Bye-bye.